Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Angels Speak. My apologies for the couple-minute delay. Oh, how is everybody? Hello, hello. This is the show where we learn from the angels. What did they have to say to us today? Every day I ask that question as I sit with them and I say, okay, what do you want to discuss today? What do you want us to know today? And they never disappoint. They always come through. Hello, Veronica. Good afternoon, Julie and Deirdre. Thank you all for being here. Annie Seven and Grayson. Hello to both of you. It's so good to see you here. So happy to have you on the show. And anytime that any of you want to come onto the Zoom and let me know what the message means to you, would love for you to do that. If not, just type it into the comments. Auntie Jean, good afternoon. Yes, yes, indeed. I actually had real food this afternoon. I was able to do that in between my busy schedule, but that's okay. Everything is working perfectly, and that's what I am claiming and proclaiming. And let's get right to the message so that you all have time to respond to what these angels are telling us. Good afternoon, Charlie Coons. So the message is, do you see what I see? Woo, does that sound familiar? So let's see what they say. Two men look out the same prison bars. One sees the mud and the other sees the stars. That's a quote from Frederick Langridge. Isn't it amazing that two people can look at one event and come up with two different ideas of what is going on? Our perspective of a situation is based on past experiences and future expectations. Detectives have a hell of a time with eyewitnesses because of this. Many psychological experiments have been done simulating events and taking witness statements. Some witnesses even describe things such as height, the color of clothing, and other details completely different than other people's descriptions. It comes down to, what did you focus on? Well, if you were looking at the person's shoes, then you probably did not get a visual measurement of his height. How does this apply to us and our experiences in the world? Simply put, our view of the world depends on our focus. If we only see the darkness of night and sleep during the daytime hours, we would see the world as a dark place. Others may try to convince us that there is bright sunshine and the ability to see green grass and blue sky. Yet that experience makes no sense, as it is not the reality of the one who only experiences nighttime. It is the same world and perhaps even the same location, but two different views. Is one better than the other? Is one right and the other wrong? Not at all. So why do we judge others who are experiencing things differently in our world? Because their view is not the same as ours. Many arguments break out during political elections because of the differing perspectives of an individual. It is the same person, but some see a saint, whereas others see a monster. It is definitely an interesting phenomenon. Dear angels, the nature of existing in our world is such that we will never all see things exactly the same way. There will always be contrast, as we each have our individual experiences, and that drives our opinions and our perspectives. How then do we coexist in a way that works for all of us and accept our differences? Dear ones, we encourage you to ask yourselves a question when someone has a different opinion than yours. How important is it for you to be right? Whatever you are experiencing in the world is your experience, not that of everyone else. That footstep you take is yours alone to take. That journey is yours to walk. The differences in viewpoints only become an issue when you place an expectation on others to think and see the same way you do. Dear ones, do you not see the judgment in this? When you can comprehend the teaching of Spirit to judge not, it will make more sense to you to allow others to have their own views about things and people in your life. Some of you love the desert, some dislike it. Some see beauty in the mountains, others see it as too heavy and restrictive. Things are neutral until you give them value or discard them as not satisfying you. People are going to act a certain way based on their experiences, their teachings, and their beliefs. These will not always be in sync with your own journey. It does not mean it is wrong or right. It is just a different experience. Do you criticize the bird because it can fly and you cannot? It is two different experiences, yet the same world you exist in. Look at each one living in the world as having their own journey. It is not your place to criticize or judge them. No one put you in charge as the journey police. Everyone must come to terms with the life they are living in the way they live it. The only way for you to coexist peacefully is through acceptance of this and the knowingness that no two experiences are exactly the same. Allow for the fact that there will be differences. It is not up to you to change anyone, nor is it even possible, as all change comes from within, if indeed change is what is deemed necessary. Dear ones, simply love each other with all of your perceived flaws, your different personalities and ideas. Enjoy the variety and the uniqueness of each other. You can see the darkness only, or you can see the bright sunshine. It is truly up to you. Dear angels, thank you. And today, I promise to allow for the differences in others in my world and try to see them as the beautiful soul instead of as an opponent. Once again, it feels like we are just being drummed with that idea of no judgment, just loving each other, accepting each other as we are. We are not going to think the same way as everyone else. That's a given. And once we understand that, once we say, okay, you've got your opinion, I've got mine, you've got your ideas, I've got mine, and we can coexist with having different opinions, agreeing to disagree sometimes, then we can live peacefully, as they say. We can coexist in a world that works for everybody. It's when we start to try to change other people, when we try to convince somebody about our way of doing things or seeing things, that's when the conflict starts. We're always going to have contrast. There's always going to be something that's different than the way we experience it, or we think about it, or we feel about it. So it's the acceptance that's the key here. Accepting each other as we are, not trying to just be dominant with what we want it to be. Sure, we want everything to flow. We want everyone to see beautiful things that we see and appreciate them. But as it was said in the blog, not everybody likes the desert. Not everybody likes the mountains. Not everybody likes the ocean. We are all different, but yet we are all one. And can't we just all get along? That's my everyday wish. Can't we just get along? Can't we stop all the bickering and the fighting and the discord and agree to disagree on things that we really have no control over? Isabel, good afternoon to you. Andrea, hello. And Julie says, sounds wonderful. What a world it would be, wouldn't it? Can you just see that in your mind's eye? Can you just see us all being accepting? And if somebody doesn't like the same person that we like, or if somebody doesn't eat the same food we eat, that's okay. Just allow it. It's that energy of not having to be right, not always having to have the last word, the last say-so, but just allowing for the different experiences that happen in the world. Auntie Jean, I knew you would have some wisdom for us. It makes it so interesting that everyone has different views. The animals are different within species. The fact that God created us with free will shows that he enjoys us being different. Why should we judge each other? Love the differences. Absolutely. You're so right. There's that acceptance, as Deirdre just typed in, the AAA, accept, align, allow. Such a beautiful philosophy to live by. If we just accept everyone as they are, not wanting to change them, not wanting to wish them different, but loving them as they are, and then align with who we are in the oneness, and then just allow the beauty and the grace and the peace that will fall when that happens. Thank you all for listening. These angels are just so beautiful and so prolific when they bring us a lesson lately. They just want us to get it. That's what I'm hearing from them. They just want us to get it. They want it to click so that we can get out of this energy of conflict and seeing the world as a hostile place. And they want us to use this world as a playground while we're learning. How many times have you been in a class where you're learning something, and if it's fun for you, if the person teaching it makes it fun and interactive and exciting even, you really get it, don't you? You want to learn from that person. Well, this is our playground and our school while we're here on earth. We're here learning. Let's have fun while we're doing it. Let's pass notes to each other and laugh and giggle with each other so we can really get the lesson. Let's get excited about this thing called life, and let's love every minute of it. That's my philosophy going forward. I am enjoying the heck out of it, and I'm just excited about what the next lesson will be. And these angels, when I sit with them at night, I'm like a little kid. I'm like, oh, what you got for me today? Teach me, teach me. And sure enough, every night as I do that, as I sit with them, they see that excitement and they know that I'm bringing that to you, to the whole world, ever who wants to hear it. They know that this is something that we all can grab hold of, we all can understand, we all can look at it and go, oh yeah. So thank you for tuning in. I'll be with you every day at 4:44 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll have another lesson from them tomorrow. Charlie Coons, it's a small world after all. It most certainly is. And let's just have fun and play in that small world. I love you all immensely. Isabel, life on earth is full of contrast, and that is how we appreciate the good and high energy. Yes, we do. If we were all exactly the same, did exactly the same, thought and felt and spoke exactly the same, that'd be kind of confusing and boring, wouldn't it? We need that contrast. We need the ability to look at each other as mirrors for us. So thank you. I will see you all later on, and stay in your hearts and stay blessed. I love you. Namaste, y'all.